So, let's go over the notes I had for that game. Whoa, I finally broke my streak of 4th places with the 3rd place. But it's better than a 4th place. Yeah. So I had a couple deal-ins right there. One was, right here. So, 2nd place, dealer, 1st place right here in Reach. I have Tempai for Ricci, Dora 1 waiting on the 2-mon, which from my perspective, I'm sorry, Dora 2, which from my perspective has 3 tiles left. But the 1-mon is the Dora, so 2-mon's kind of hard to come by. Should I Ricci this or not? Value-wise, it's 7,700 points right now, which is plenty to fight a non-dealer Reach, especially with the Dora being the 1-mon. And so, I don't think it's that bad. I guess the bigger question is, how bad do I think this weight is? If there's 1 left in the wall right now, I would be happy with that. Yeah. If there's, like, more than a 1, that would be great, but 1 in the usable wall. Worst case scenario, they're all used up right now, which is very possible since the Dora is the 2-mon. So, let's see. Send this one to Kazi too. Yeah, currently we can't see that many, so of the 1-mons, we can't see 3 of them. Of the 3-mons, we can see 2 of them. So technically in a completed shape already, only 2 are technically guaranteed out. Yeah, I always have a bad time reading these kind of things. It's like, base EV-wise, yeah, it's like good to go. Not that bad. Dealer as well, we don't have a Yaku right now, so Ricci is preferred. The 1 so as well is technically a 1 chance, so it's like, yeah. We have enough value, we need the Reach. I guess the higher question is like, well, is your weight actually still alive? Which is another question. Ideally, yes. Ideally not, or maybe not. Like, this guy doesn't have many, like, lower Manzu tiles at all. This guy had an early 5, 9, followed by a 5. They might have been building down that direction. This person, one of their first regular tiles was a 2-mon from their hand, which that could mean that's, like, either A, oh, this is just a floating tile that they got rid of before their other stuff, or they had connected stuff to this at this point, and they got rid of it. Either they had, like, 1 too many 2-mons, or maybe they had, like, a 2, 3, 4 mon and got it like a 5, and then threw the 2. But that's a little bit less unlikely because the Dora is the 1-mon. Or of course they could have like multiple 1-mons and got rid of the 2-mon. But yeah, even at this point, even 1 remaining in the wall, I think would be kind of a stretch. Yeah. In actuality, there's actually still 2 in the wall. That's surprising. What is Toyman? Oh my god. What is that beautiful hand? I don't know what this is. I guess they were already folding from the beginning. They must be like the super defensive kind of Tendon. Yeah. The value-wise is, like, not bad. The only deterrent to this is that you could argue that the weight might be dead enough, especially since it's near the Dora, and it's required to use the Dora in a run, that it might not be good to reach here. Difficult. So much difficulty. It's really hard to get a really good idea of like, oh, I should reach you this, or oh, I shouldn't reach you this. In some of the close cases. Yeah. Okay, next up. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, how'd this happen? Oh yeah, this one is one of the ones I got a lot of questions on. So let's go back to the beginning, and this one is what? South 1-2. So I got a question on 3rd turn, 9th turn, or 3rd turn, 4th turn, and 6th turn. So let's see, what do we do with this? Well, we're on Shanten right now. If we do get a 1-mon, we could potentially move over to like Honitsu as well. So start with the 2-pin probably. Got a 4 right there. Now we're like technically 1 Shanten from 7 pairs. But it's like this might not necessarily go to 7 pairs, especially since we have like a tune. This keeping the 9 around can mean we can accept the 7-pin. The 5 around is good for that shape. 1-mon would be good for 7 pairs if we could get it. Except this guy over here dropped the 4 and the 3-pin from the beginning, so they might actually be using either end tiles or the Manzu tiles. And then 5-so can be with the red 5, so it's like, which one do we drop? Maybe I should just say, I don't need Dora here, and go with the 9-pin, because if I do happen to get like a 1-mon, that would be really, really nice for calling. Even if I do end up getting a weight, I'm probably not going to choose the 9-pin, because it's right next to the Dora, there's one out already. And even with the 7-pin draw, I could just switch over and potentially use that in my Chitoitsu, like Chitoi Dora at least. So yeah, should actually probably drop 9-pin here. Especially since I don't have any complete shapes right now, and I'm probably going to be calling this hand anyway if I do go for a Mensu hand, so... yeah. Let's see. Then I got a 6-mon. Now it's like, I could technically move this hand over to potential like Honitsu as well. Or even a regular hand, like for instance, like 7-pin draw or something. Okay, so bad at these like hands that can go either way. Toyman dropped the 5-mon, so they're probably going for end tiles. So maybe I should get rid of the 9-pin here. Same as last time. Like if I draw the 7-pin, I can still move over for Chitoitsu. Yeah, 9-pin is probably better. I think I dropped like what, 4-mon? Oh no, I did drop 9-pin. There we go. And then this came out, and now it's like, well, I can call that and be a few away, but I don't think I should call that actually. I mean, Toy Dash is not that bad, maybe. Like, Pon. I only have 1 4-mon. The rest are 8s and 9s, which are pretty easy to call. I can cheapen up before that and throw out, like, 4-mon if I just, want to get a quick Tempai, which is also pretty easy. On the other hand, 8-pin is kind of actually hard to call. And in this specific case, not only is 8-pin hard to call, 9-mon and 8-mon might be hard to call too. Mainly because in the normal case, a lot of people are going for Tanyao, so especially with like middle Dora, and like red Dora. So that's why the 8s and the 9s are pretty easy to call. Plus, they're harder to use than 3 through 7. But in this case, we have Toyman, who's going for God knows what, but they dropped a lot of middle tiles, so chances are it might be something using the end tiles. In other words, our 9 mons and 8 mons and 8 pins and all that fun stuff. So calling here probably actually isn't the best idea. Plus, if I want to make this a Kawashite, like a wash-away hand, Chitoi is actually probably a safer and potentially higher point option as well. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Though so calling wouldn't be that bad just as far as the hand is concerned. The big question, I guess, is just Toyman. But I could still get the tiles from the other 2 people. So many questions. I guess the big question is just like, how much does one person affect it? Like, how much do they change the tiles I need to get? For instance, even if, like, let's say they themselves don't draw the tiles, but the other 2 draw their tiles. But later on, Toyman is advancing their hands, and now, like, the other 2 can't throw their tiles against the scary dealer. That would also lock in my tiles, which is like, oh god, no! So, yeah, this is, like, a weird case. And I should probably ignore it. And especially because dealer is last place dealer. If they do open up a couple times and they have something really strange looking, the 2 players will most probably be very attentive to that. So, yeah, I should probably ignore this. Strangely. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. My head's going in circles. Yeah. I definitely shouldn't have called this, I think. Maybe. This gives me instant Tenpai, but the Tenpai is very bad. Like, very, very bad. 7 Mon is not that great. If anything happens, I can't, like, you know, deal with it. These are so questionable. Take pictures of them all. Send them to everyone I know. Say, what should I do here?
Home. Chi.
Okay.
Chi.
Yes, I don't think I should have called that right there. The weight's bad. The defense is bad. I still don't know what Toyman is doing.
Chi.
So rushing forward like this, I don't think is that great. Especially since they're dealer, and they're also last place. And also, I can't see any Dora, aside from the one I gave right here. Yeah. Very iffy. Alright, next question. East 2-0, 8th turn. Technically 7 pairs, 1 Shanten. Or if I throw out the 2 Mon, I could potentially wait on getting the 7 Mon and the 9 pin as well. The tile amount actually doesn't change much because it's still like 4 tiles versus like 3 tiles right there for Tenpai. Both of them can be Damaten whenever they reach Tenpai as well. And one of them can't use the red 5 Sozu, so I should probably actually just throw 1 Mon here. If it wasn't a red 5 Sozu, then maybe this shape. But because this is, I kind of don't want to drop that. So yeah. Alright. East 3-0, 3rd turn, 4th turn, 5th turn, 13th turn. A lot of things. 3-0. Let's see, 3rd turn, I maybe messed up right here. 1 Mon's the Dora, so I didn't want to drop that. I have the Yonrenke, which is pretty great as well. So yeah, what do I actually drop here? I don't know. But this looks like a good hand for Itori Mahjong Simulator, so let's open that up. So, switch over to that. And let's enter in this information. So we got a Hatsu discarded. We got a 9-pin discarded. Dora indicator is the 9 Manzu. And we got to build the rest of our hand. Four, 1, 2. Alright, so according to Hitori Mahjong Simulator, what's the best thing right here? Though of course this doesn't include red 5s, so you gotta take this with like a grain of salt. And let's see what that is. Is Chrome pointing to the right thing? Yep, there we go. So according to this, it likes 5-pin the best. So this one's pretty important that we want to look at, which is the winning rate. So winning rate wise, 1 Mon obviously has the highest, but because it's the Dora, it's kind of hard to cut. 5 Mon is in 2nd place right here as the next big lone tile. While dropping like the 7 or 8 Sozu goes down a little bit. Yeah. Value wise on this one, they all look pretty similar. That's interesting. With red Dora, actually, this choice might shift over a little bit more so to dropping the 1 Mon here. So if we do happen to drop the 1 Mon here, what do we have? We got 1 big giant thing right here, 2, 3, 4. This is pretty flexible. We can get stuff right here, potentially even go for Sanshoku. The Dora is kind of limiting, like very limiting here. Plus we have the red Dora as well. Like we have the chances of drawing a pair of the Dora is basically the same as drawing any of the red Dora, since there's 3 tiles of each of those. 3 of the 1 Mons left and 3 of the red Doras. Considering that, we should actually maybe even just drop 1 Mon here. Which actually wouldn't be maybe that bad, especially since we're dealer. Like, we can still move this hand over to Tanyao. We can still get red Dora. 1 Mon is, like, very restrictive for this hand, and it'll probably be the bottleneck that'll kill us in the end. No spoilers. So yeah, maybe dropping 1 Mon actually is pretty good here. In red Dora Nash Mahjong, probably not, but because we are playing red Dora Mahjong, like, the value of a Dora like this, especially in a hand that can use like the red Dora and go for other Yakus really easily, is pretty diminished. Even more so because we're the dealer and our Richis are pretty powerful. So yeah, maybe 1 Mon is actually better here. Interesting. Alright, next up. Let's see, after I'm like, oh god, what do I do through that? I got the 3-mon right here. At this point, probably 5, since we can use the door with the 2 pretty easily. And then more surprise right here. At this point, I'm like, well, if I do get rid of this and draw like a 3 first, then I'm kind of sad. If I draw a 6, I could technically drop like the 1 so and get a 3-sided weight that way. So I guess that's not that bad. If I get the 1, 2 so, 4, 8, or 5 so, 7, 8 so, I'd be happy. So all things considered, especially because it's like still kind of really hard to use the 1-mon. I should probably drop the 1-mon right now. I'm way too attached to that Dora. Especially since we have red Dora. It's like, just throw it. Get rid of it. Let it go. It's bad for you. It's a bad influence. Yeah, so that hurt the progression of my hand a lot right there. So yeah, 1-mon I think is a lot better. The value from that does not beat out shape at this point. Even with like the 2-mon draw, which is like the best. Like the 2-mon and the 1-mon draw are basically the things that I'm like grasping for right now. But I'm weak to shapes anyway. I like the nice big shapes. Yeah, it's kind of iffy. Very iffy. Let's go to the 13th turn. And at this point, because I do have that Tenpai, we looked at that earlier. Okay. Next up. East 4-0, 7th turn. 7th turn? You just drop it. Well, actually, yeah, you probably just drop it. Wait, really? Oh, wait, because this is dead. Even so. So my thought here is like, well, I don't see any of the west out, or the north out right now, so it actually looks pretty good in the wall. If I could end up getting this over like this pair right here, which is already confirmed dead, that would be a lot better. I can open up my hand even. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, but I can't end up with these 2 right here. Only 1 tile's left right here. So I'm going to have to kill off this one either way later on. If I get a 4-pin, that would be great. If I get like a 2-pin or a 5-pin, that would also be great. And because I can't end up with both of these, then I might as well just start dropping the tune right now, and that gives me another chance, which is to draw the north. So considering that, I guess it's actually pretty good. The only drawback is that we lose the chance of 7 pairs, which we're currently 2 shunted from, but that's not that big of a loss, maybe. Or I could be really cool and drop the 9-Manzu. That'd be fun. But at this late, dropping Shanten even from like 7 pairs is kind of rough. I can't drop 3-pin though because that's my one trip ticket to the Dora. So, yeah, maybe 9-mon. I don't know. The benefit of 7 pairs is quite strange. Like, normally, well, actually, maybe actually keeping the 7 pairs here is pretty good. Normally, if you have a chance of going for something else, you should probably just go for something else. And we do have, like, you know, a completed 5, 6, 7, and, like, a nice 4, 5, 5 already. But if you look at it another way, technically we only have, like, 4 blocks for that, because this is dead. And this can only be used as a pair, so we're actually pretty restrictive. So because that's the case, our hand is actually a lot farther from Tenpai from a regular hand than it actually would initially seem. Since that is the case, we should actually probably throw 9-mon here. Probably. probably. Keep the 7 pairs chance alive. If we do happen to get like a 6 or a 5, we can move over to potential like, you know, Pinfu, Tanyao, Sanchoku or something. I don't know. It's pretty already late going into the middle rounds. Keeping those tiles around is also good for safety. But yeah, the biggest thing I guess is that Chichuetsu is actually probably our closest bet at a hand right now. Even though we do have a completed run and we have a nice double-sided weight. Our honor tiles, which are taking up 4 tiles right there, being dead, slows us down a lot, so... Yeah, I should probably actually throw 9-mon or something then. That's interesting. Alright. Next up. South 1-0, 6 turn. Yeah. Yeah, I can throw north. If I get, like, the 7-mon, that'd be amazing. Even if dealer's doing strange stuff. They haven't hit their overflow point yet. Plus, this is technically safe to the dealer if the other 2 people reach. I got, like, this for this person. For this person, I'd just be sad. But they're probably not going to reach it either way, especially with this and their points, so... Yeah. Alright. Yeah, this is pretty cool too. Alright, next up. South 1-2. Oh wait, we just did that one. So South 2-0. 15th turn, no call. Was it the 15th turn? Oh, right here, yeah. I'm like, should I call this for Tenpai? Except 2-mon is a really hard push for Tenpai on this board, and so I decided against it. I could push 9-mon as well, but that actually doesn't bring me any closer, or drop 9-mon, but that doesn't actually bring me closer to Tenpai. I would have to like pull in the Dora or something. Or I would have to drop the 2-mon anyway later on, so I decided against it. Then this happened. So this was kind of a bet right here. So Force Sozu does kind of look pretty good, but it just became safe across from me. So that does mean that this person right here potentially has it still. This person could have multiple of it. And it's now safe for the dealer. If I'm willing to push a 2-mon right here and not call Ricci, it is still very possible that it might come out from one of these 2 people. And the hand is 3,900 points plus the 4,900 on the board. If I Ricci, then it's going to be a Ricci battle between us 2. Which these 2 probably definitely wouldn't drop 4 Sozu or 7 Sozu at that point to my discards. We're both non-dealers, so they're impartial and they'll just defend as they will. So I decided to go Dama right here. Plus there's only 3 draws left as well, so yeah. And value-wise, technically EV-wise, I could still fight the Ricci, even with this amount. And the increased winning rate from the other 2 people is not bad either. So yeah, and not taking Tenpai here, I think is a bad idea. Even if we go into Ryukoku or this guy like Sumo's, you're in a really bad situation. So pushing, especially since we have Pinfu Dora here, I think is pretty tarimaida. And then that person dropped the 7 from their hand. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Next one, 3rd turn, Ricci. So this one is a situational Ricci more than anything. So the value itself isn't bad. Ricci, Tsumo, Tanyao, 2,000 all, Uradora potentially for going higher. The 2,000 all one would be pretty nice right here. Furthermore, the point situation kind of works to my benefit in that if anyone deals into a big hand right now to Ricci, they're kind of screwed. Like, this guy doesn't have a dealership. If they deal in, they're basically last. This person has a dealership, but, you know, relying on that is, like, not that great. And to the dealer Ricci, even if I sumo, it doesn't hurt this guy that much of falling to last. Even if I sumo, this guy is still within striking range of this guy. So the only one that might push me is this first place guy, except he also probably won't fight unless he can just get a magic tempai. Because they're so far in first, the only way they can screw this up is to, you know, deal into a giant hand and then just be very sad about their life. Because even if I, like, you know, get a run on this guy with, like, a 12,000 point hand, game's over. I can't catch this guy. So, situationally, this Ricci seemed pretty solid. Weight-wise, of course, it's a bit winning, but, eh. Yeah. Now, a little surprising to me was, like, this guy's push down here. He dropped the 4-pin Zoo and got into Tenpai. On the 7-pin, kind of doing, he's trying to do the same trap I did earlier, which is like, haha, I'm waiting on like a safe tile, except it was, you know, 7-pin Suji. He doesn't want to reach this to dealer. He can't afford dealing in at this point, and he might actually fold if he grabs something way too bad. But, you know, 7-mon, safe tile, he pushed the 4. 3, technically Suji, but, you know, he just, like, throws safe 6-Ozu. Doesn't want to risk it. 3-pin, that's also safe. Tune, that's pretty unlikely. Willing to risk that, so. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, next up. 3-1, ugh, is what I said. So what should I do here? Start off with, like, probably go Kumon. Go Pei. Go Ton.
Chi.
Technically, probably Epin. Ooh, drop the 5. I think it's a little bit too early for that. I was really scared right here. I'm like, I don't want to deal in. Especially because it's like right next to Dora. But I still think it's a little bit too early right there. So probably 1-pin. But then he reaches and I'm like, oh god! Defense. So right here, I was like, I kind of want to push. You know, if I drop the 5 or the 7, I kind of want to push, but no. I should have just dropped 5-so. 2-so looks really safe, considering I can see, like, 3 of the 1-sos and then a 5-so right here. But I should have just done the 5-so to be safe. And dropped the 1-so. I'm like, what am I doing? Ugh. Alright. And then on this one, I had a couple mistakes. So 10th turn, oh no, that was farther back. 10th turn, was it 10th turn? Oh no, one more. Right here. Am I willing to risk a 9-6 Ozu? Especially since the 3 6s are Shonpai right now, and I can't see any Dora. I kind of was. Maybe. It's kind of scary because this guy dropped like a 1 and a 2 Monzu right here, like Tatsu early. They could have potentially a pair of Dora or higher if they accidentally hit me with like a 7-7 hand. Oh, actually I survived by 100 points. So that's... Oh wait. No, I don't. I die. Horribly. So yeah, it's kind of scary at this point. It's like, should I drop this? Like, how big is their hand? It's Shonpai, but if I, like, do nothing, then, you know, someone else could win. I don't see any Dora, so that means someone can have something big, and so it's like, Hey. Mahjong is a game of making decisions and regretting them afterwards. Yeah, so... The only thing that kind of was like a saving grace for this was like the 9 came out this last turn, but the 6-3 is the one I'm really scared about. And I'm not seeing any Dora. I don't see any like super giant red flags from either of these guys yet. Okay, never mind. I see Hatsu Overflow right here. That's actually scary. So yeah, do I throw 6 or do I not throw 6? I don't know, so I'm gonna take a picture. so that future generations can look at this and say, Daniel, why did you throw that? Oh my god. Let's see. So I'll post this one on Twitter. Rosokiru. Yeah, a lot of people ask questions. They're like, oh, what do I throw here? And then people see it and are like, oh, you must have dealt in. That's why you're asking this question. It's like, no, I'm just asking it. Like, the result doesn't mean much. What matters more is the methodology, because if you choose for a result, congratulations. You got, like, that one instance. But if you choose for the methodology, then hopefully you'll win in the long run. Yeah, I don't know how big the threats are. I don't think this guy's in Tenpai yet. They just dropped a Tatsu, and they haven't had any like tiles afterwards, so probably one Shanten, maybe two Shanten. This guy looks like they're in Tenpai, or at the very, very least, one Shanten. This guy is probably in Tenpai at this point. So let's find out. Whoa. So yeah, this guy is actually one Tenpai waiting on the 5. What is this? The 6 almost killed me. They're one Shanten right there. And then look, Toyman, who has Dora 3 with some really good shapes. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this kind of situation sucks. It's like, alright, you can push, and you might deal in, and you might die. Or you could fold, or, like, take a Yakulus weight, but then you'll lower your risk of winning and ending the game, and gives your opponents a chance to build up a giant hand, especially since you can't see any Dora. Yeah, that's fun. Alright. So, that's all the notes I got for this game, so gonna jump into another game. See you in 5 minutes.